Silliman University, as a leading Christian institution committed to total human development for the well-being of society and the environment, adopts MySoul, the gateway to Silliman online distance learning and flexible learning.
As the official learning management system of the university, MySoul is an all-in-one, web-based teaching and learning platform where teachers can organize offline activities like assignments.
MySoul is capable for flipped learning, micro-learning, classroom gamification, and personalized learning,
which ensures all forms of engagement, such as chat, assignment, activity tracker, forum, feedbacking, ebook, and many more.
MySoul runs 24/7 in any web browsers. Students can also download MySoul mobile app for easy access of the course content, progress tracking, notifications, and other activities anywhere, anytime.
MySoul hosted several support services such as the Guidance and Counseling Office, Student Government, and other student services. Chat with our librarians through the virtual library in MySoul.
MySoul is administered with your friendly and responsive technical support who are always there for you in times of your technical challenges.
In chat,
Email, and calls.
Hi, I'm Elenizria Paalan Vasquez, an incoming grade 10 student. So the first question is, as a student, what do you like most about MySoul? Adjusting to a new mode of learning is difficult. However, the MySoul platform's structure and content has made it easier for me to adapt to the new normal. I really think that is impressive and that students will be able to maximize all its services. Moving on, how does MySoul help you in your learning experience? The different tabs and sections on the MySoul platform has helped me become more organized. I can keep track of all my lessons, assignments, and deadlines because it's easy to navigate. It truly caters to the students' needs when it comes to online learning.
Hello, I am Jose Paulo Chavez, an incoming third-year student from the College of Agriculture. I am taking up Bachelor of Science in Agriculture major in Agronomy, and I have been enrolled in the mid-year classes of 2020 and also the summer term classes of 2019-2020, both of which were online, and we have been using the MySoul platform as a medium of instruction. And what do I like best about MySoul? In terms of online classes, I could say that MySoul is really complete. It has the evaluation features, methods of lecture, and medium modes of delivery. All those things are provided very well in MySoul. The delivery of education maintains its quality over MySoul. So I've been grateful enough to have experienced a number of subjects which have been taught very well. The video, I have to mention the video and audio conferencing platform, Big Blue Button. It really has a lot of features which are unavailable in many familiar video conferencing platforms. Big Blue Button allows the student to do all sorts of things. I'm thankful, and MySoul is by far a really good experience in terms of online education. So, how does MySoul help me and my learning experience? Well, apart from MySoul being a platform for, of course, the delivery of the teachers, it also incorporates the different accounts of Silliman University, which can offer their own resources and help as well. Shout out to the library. Of course, the SU Virtual Library has been incorporated within the MySoul platform, and there's a lot of versatility in terms of approaching the information. There's a lot of versatility in receiving the information as a student as well. Overall, it is a different learning experience compared to the physical learning experience, but it helps and it maximizes the use of online learning. So it really helped a lot in my learning experience. Overall, it's a very commendable platform for online education. I hope the incoming school year will be a fruitful one for both, of course, the teachers and the students themselves. Thank you.
Hi, I am Gina Aguilar, an incoming second-year medical technology student, and I have been taking up my summer classes with MySoul. And one of my favorite parts about it is that I can post up anything that I want from any format, such as Word documents or PDF documents, in a non-complicated way. MySoul has helped me so much in my learning experience. As an introvert, I do not usually join in discussions. However, MySoul has given me the opportunity to do so because I can post up in any open forums that I want with no complications at all. Now that has been my experience with MySoul.
MySoul upholds its core values in online distance learning experience, making students as critical thinkers, transformative Christian witnesses, effective communicators, and independent, reflective, lifelong learners. Our core values remain unchanged in online distance learning, that an integrated, inquiry-driven approach prepares students to succeed, that students learn in different ways, and MySoul carries the responsibility to support these differences, that developing a passion for learning requires a pool of faculty members passionate about teaching, and that collaboration, creativity, flexibility, and willingness among all constituents are key. As the transition gives apprehension and anxiety to some, Silliman University, through MySoul, is excited for the new possibilities in store for all.
To our community of learners, stay safe, you all. As we open the new school year, we welcome you to MySoul, a learning management system that is a platform for SOUL, Silliman Online University Learning, SOUL. Our trustees, administrators, faculty, and staff are together in our drive to expand the learning frontiers using the tools of 21st century education, now fast-tracked by the COVID-19 pandemic. Silliman University is on full gear to online distance learning from face-to-face instruction and is also working on a blended learning environment. SOUL expands our learning frontiers, promoting student independence in learning to critical adoption of available information, concepts, and constructs available in the internet world. In this way, teachers and students will have a vast array of options to support their pace, style, and depth of learning. While social interaction is challenged in this pandemic, the platform ensures dynamic and interactive activities between and among students and teachers. From kindergarten, the graduate school, SOUL will ensure fulfillment of the university's commitment to quality, holistic education by putting the learners at the heart of the teaching, learning process. As well, SOL incorporates other key student services like online guidance and counseling, virtual library system, ecumenical faith programs, cultural activities, and many more. Silliman University invites you to an exciting new world of education.
Before the webinar begins, rename your Zoom name to your complete name and department and/or affiliation so that we can easily identify you. Kindly mute your microphone when not in use. Next, switch on your video if your connectivity allows you. If you have questions with regards to the presentation, there will be an open forum right after. Please type it in the chat box or use the raise hand reaction button in Zoom and unmute yourself. The session is video recorded. Recordings will be made available at the Silliman Online University Learning website. Heavenly Father, we come to you in this hour, asking for your guidance and protection to our virtual gathering today. We thank you for the gift of life, the gift of family, the gift of work, and the gift of friendship. We thank you for this great opportunity to bring us together in this session as brothers and sisters. Bless the committee, the facilitator, and the attendees of this gathering. May we continue to value and appreciate the true essence and meaning of life with the help of your grace. And as we go along to our discussion today, we humbly pray that you would deepen our understanding. Lord, enlighten us and give us wisdom every day. Forgive us for our shortcomings and remind us to always be mindful of the things we do in life. We offer our life and our decisions to you, O Lord. May this gathering today create a memorable experience and a fruitful outcome. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, our Redeemer and our Savior. Amen.
Good afternoon to our in-person participants here in Dr. Mariano Lau ICI Laboratory and also to our virtual Zoom participants. I'm Fredly Bukug, the training specialist from the Office of Silliman Online University Learning or SOL. So today is the third HyFlex seminar series on retooling on limited face-to-face instruction. This will feature the last teaching and learning strategies in the limited face-to-face setup, which is in HyFlex mode. So before we will go to that session, now let us call on to give us the rationale about this seminar. Let's hear it for Dr. Dave Marshall, the director for the Office of SOL. The floor is yours, Dr. Dave.
The floor is mine as well as the Zoom screen is mine. So, good afternoon to all our, let's start first with our in-person participants. Good afternoon for attending today. As mentioned by Sir Fredley, today is the third of the four series of upskilling, retooling about flexible learning, as known as limited face-to-face. Hi to our Zoom participants. We are 33 in this room, and we are hoping to know more. To have more attendance later on. So today is all about HyFlex. For the last two, the first day is all about blended learning. The second day, the second session is about hybrid. Now we'll proceed to the HyFlex. For sure, when you hear the word HyFlex, it's gonna be like too super sophisticated in terms of technology because that's HyFlex. And for sure, we only hear HyFlex and it is always associated with COVID, right? We did not hear HyFlex before COVID, right? Even in my research article about educational technology, I never mentioned HyFlex in my paper before COVID, research publication. But now, HyFlex uh, is always associated with limited face-to-face, always associated with flexible learning, and so on and so forth. So, pardon me, especially for those who attended the first and the second, because I will be explaining again the rationale, or shall we say, let's go back to the basic underpinnings, or the what is this, theoretical underpinnings and background about what is meant by limited face-to-face. Let me share my screen, open it, and I think ito nga, mo baka no? Or dili ni mo. Yes, yes. I will go to Zoom and share. Okay. Sige. So blended, hybrid, HyFlex teaching strategies for limited face-to-face instruction with 100% capacity. Copied and pasted from the memorandum from our COVID-19 crisis committee, because for sure your interest to attend to attend in this workshop sparked when that memo was released, when we said, let's go back to limited face-to-face but 100% full capacity. So atong himay-himayon, especially for those who just attended the retooling this afternoon. Okay, so before, we know that we had the CMO that defines limited face-to-face classes during the COVID-19 pandemic. This was in 2021. Then the Commission on Higher Education released also, together with the other departments, especially the Department of Health, released a joint memorandum circular on the guidelines of the implementation of limited face-to-face classes in all programs. Because the first, GMC, is for allied health sciences. No? So sila nakauna. To us at Siliban, we have physical therapy, we have medical technology, and virtually all allied health sciences were able to started last year, June of 2021, when they applied for the limited face-to-face. The second, the 004 JMC, is for all. It's for all programs. That is why Siliman, because we have a safety seal at Siliman that we can actually offer na. So, by May or last May, the university released an announcement that any program or department can proceed with the limited face-to-face according to the definition and declaration of the type of modality, either per class, per section, per course, per subject, or per department. Before also, what we understand about limited face-to-face is this one, as defined or called actually from the JMC, and it states that it pertains to restricting the number of students to attend face-to-face classes in campus in any given day based on the degree programs or courses they're enrolled in, technical students, shifting, and so on and so forth. Here, the limited face-to-face classes highlight on the number of students at one time in one classroom. That's limited face-to-face. Again, here in this JMC, the limited face-to-face here is refers to the number of students that can attend at one time inside the classroom. That was our understanding about limited face-to-face, right? That is why we said only 50%. Only 50% can come on campus. It is because it's limited, because of the word restricting the number of students. Okay. Also, from that JMC, it stated that students who could not participate in the conduct of limited face-to-face classes shall continue to be governed by the CMO. I'm referring to the higher education, which is actually the flexible learning modality. Ang tawag na to, no? Flexible learning modality. Flexible learning, do not be confused with or to associate it with an online distance learning, because modular learning base is actually a flexible learning modality. Kanang modular, kanang mag-module sa DepEd, kanang module, flexible learning under the umbrella of flexible learning na sila. Okay? Then ay itawag na technology-enhanced flexible learning. That is why Silliman, we opted technology-enhanced. To be more specific, we opted full online distance learning. Nasa gitawag nga another variant of technology-enhanced flexible learning is purely asynchronous. Nasa gitawag nga remote learning, purely synchronous. No? To us, at Silliman, we opted the full ODL type of flexible learning. So as early as April 7, we organized a first workshop or a sort of introduction about what is limited face-to-face, and we give emphasis on the HyFlex type of seminar or modality. And on May also, we announced to the world that we will start, or as part of our transition, we will start the limited face-to-face.
Guys, this is Gabriel CSO, and we are going to do etong betadine and water test. Sabi nila for us is golden check yung brightening and whitening effect ng soap. Pwede tayo
This is the perk of online webinar. We can attend 2 simultaneous workshop or seminar. No? So that's it. And we know also that starting first semester, this coming first semester, okay? This coming first semester, in July 4, to be more specific, we received a memo, right, from the COVID-19 Crisis Management Group stating that limited face-to-face classes, church services, and etc. And then there was a description, and it says limited face-to-face for early childhood school. Limited face-to-face classes shall begin on August 22. Proposal on the safety, vaccination, and so on. But let me highlight flexible teaching modality will continue to be a strategy through the SOL learning management system. So we feel that it's just okay. It's just okay because we were prepared as early as May that umabot kita o limited face-to-face. And then it also states on the same memo, number 2, limited face-to-face for elementary school up to the graduate school. The same, as we go down, flexible learning modality will still continue to be a strategy through the Silliman Online University or Silliman Online Learning Management System. And then there were provisions about our gate, our shared services, and so on and so forth. Then there were questions. So, if mag-limited face-to-face and so on and so forth, daghang nangutana, even at my office, no, at Seoul office, mag-limited face-to-face, unya 100% full capacity, unsaon na lang, and so on and so forth, daghang pangutana. Then we said, there will be another memo to be released. So there was a clarification, clarificatory advisory to the previously released memo on limited face-to-face classes. Question on why 100%? Because effective first semester school year 2022-2023, we will be utilizing our classroom's full carrying capacity for face-to-face classes. So if you have 40 students in a class, pwede nang mo klase silang tanan 40 kung imuhang klase 1 to 230. That's based on this. Okay? 100% face-to-face. Claro? No? 100%. Next. Why limited? Why limited? Limited because while the university is going back to utilizing the full capacity of our classroom, we are not entirely abandoning flexible learning in general, or ODL, or distance learning as a modality. The schools, colleges, and institute departments may at their discretion and good judgment to utilize any flexible learning modality as a means to deliver some, take note, some aspects or stages in their assigned subjects or courses. In other words, some that refers to topics, that refers to learning activities, that refers to learning outcomes, and other components in your course or subject learning plan. It is therefore limited in the sense that our classrooms and activities will not be at this time be fully going back to the pre-pandemic methods and modalities. Okay? So, pwede na tayo mabalik 100%, but dili nagyig siya pareha like before na from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock na adjud ka Monday to Friday together with your student, because we are given the prerogative to still apply technology or integrate technology to limit our interaction with our students. Then what then should everyone expect? We go face-to-face at full classroom carrying capacity without abandoning ODL as a means to deliver our course offering. So the department, the college, the unit, no, are given actually the way that you have to determine your own subject, any aspects that may be delivered, which part of those can be delivered face-to-face, or even combined with a different technology-enhanced modality. And it should be from the discretion and good judgment of every college, school, or institute, and as may be approved by the BPAA. So my take is start from the teacher. Start from the teacher because you are the master plan of the subject, of the course, and then the department should also agree to synchronize the kind of teaching modality to be offered in a certain course, in a certain level, or in a certain year level, or even a certain degree program. Depende kung kinsay pwedeng dapat mag-meet or mag-discuss just to make sure na ma-synchronize all type of modalities being implemented in the syllabus. Let us try to revisit technology enhanced teaching and learning before I will go forward to the different modalities. We know already about synchronous learning, no? Siguro na natin skill gamay about Zoom, live discussions, no? We can create our Google Meet or Google Meeting. There are some really, no, wala din asynchronous. Ang tawag ana actually are remote learning, no? Just like many universities in Manila, they are not actually in the full ODL, they are into remote learning. As if they are talking every day because that's their preference in terms of flexible learning. We also know about asynchronous learning, activities there and there. That is why students and parents are complaining because there are so many things to read, there are so many activities bombarded with a lot of uploads. All activities are there. Read this book, 100 pages, and then I'll see you during the synchronous time. That's asynchronous learning. Then we also have bisynchronous learning, meaning one activity is combined with synchronous and asynchronous activity. We also learn about flipped learning. Say, for example, teachers would just say, read the book, pages 50 to 100. Then let's have an oral recitation next live session via Zoom or via Google Meet. Flipped learning. We learn also micro-learning because students can easily download our material. It is easy to consume content because it is so difficult. I mean, the students are not fully ready in terms of online learning. Their online aptitude is not that high. So that is why we have to shorten our content, shorten our assessment, and so on and so forth. And we learn also some personalized learning. And above all, we learn my soul. No? For sure, we have accumulated content. We have accumulated activities. We accumulate also some skills on how to manage a virtual classroom or specifically a learning management system. In other words, we have a certain level of technology integration, whether naata sa enhancement or naata sa transformation. No? During the first few months, nakapagkita dito sa enhancement. Pero nagkadugay, ang nakita, medyo transformation level na ang kind of integration na itong gibuhat in our learning plan or in our activities. So, balik ko, there is a guideline. The Commission on Higher Education states that or give a full guidelines on how to implement flexible learning. CHED also is stating that there's no going back. Flexible learning will be the new normal. Okay? Flexible learning will be the new normal. In fact, just very recently, I think last week, the headline is this one. CHED cannot require all schools to hold face-to-face classes. That means ang existing CMO, the existing guidelines in the higher ed is on the implementation or the guidelines of flexible learning. And technology-enhanced flexible learning is still applicable as of this time because this was released by CHED. CHED said again, face-to-face, not mandatory for universities and colleges. That's dated July 14. This is July 13. So far, there's no memo yet to leave face-to-face, to leave flexible learning in higher education. If you will ask me, so sir, pwede pa rin mag-ODL ang college? Yes, if we will follow the CMO on flexible learning. Because that's still the standing CMO as far as teaching modality is concerned in this time. Okay? Pero, ang basic education, niingon ang basic education nga sa pagkakaroon, pwede pa pumupadayon sa inyong limited face-to-face. Pero, kinahanglan by November, iklaro jud 5 days face-to-face classes will start in November or by November. So, pabalikon jud kuno ang sa School of Basic Education or Basic Education in general nga mag 5 days face-to-face classes or 5 days in-person classes. That's the periodicality actually telling us. So, and I think it's sort of final, no? By November, mubalik na jud og 5 days face-to-face. Diba? So, ang question karon, kung saan nato pag-balance, kani si Chet, ngayon si Chet nga, there's no turning back. Pwede padayon na mo sa inyong flexible learning. Ayun, yay! Pwede na may bang. Ang kapumang, kinahanglan dyan mo humit. 8 to 5, na-adjud mo sa klase, no? Kinahanglan na-adjud mo sa klase. No? But, nakuibad, no? Being a researcher in educational technology, we can explore and play around those nomenclature about 5 days face-to-face classes. There are many ways to kill a cat, right? So pwede gihapon na 5 days face-to-face classes, but we can still integrate technology. Kaya para ma-maximize na to and para relevant to the kind of student that we have. Take no 2 years sila naka-experience with technology and then mubalik ka to the conventional one, for sure, tignan na ng mga issue. Diba? So, atong buhaton karon is dapat atong i-equate, balance na to. Number 1, research shows that technology supports or increase or enhance student engagement. Noong gina, di ba? And then students, or nowadays students are millennial. I mean, our millennial learners, our Generation Z learners are technologically adept. And then si teacher mubalik jud sa face-to-face na totally no technology, where dili na siya ngayon, no? So, butangan na to gamay technology. Daghan na pong level as we shared, especially during the blended learning type of modality. Okay, so I go now to the different variations of technology enhanced. I will use 2 descriptors here. Kaya lahi ni gibang gamit. Sa DepEd, ang ilang gigamit is limited face-to-face. Actually, sa JMT, the Joint Memorandum of Department of Health and Commission on Higher Education, limited face-to-face. But ang ginagamit yun universally in the Commission on Higher Education is flexible learning. I-do away na ang term na limited face-to-face because limited face-to-face just simply refers to restriction, refers to the number of learners in the classroom. But as far as modality is concerned, it is actually called flexible learning modality. Okay? Para hindi ka ma-confuse what's the difference between limited face-to-face and the flexible learning modality. Ako sa iklaro nga, kanito mga modalities that we will be presenting to you are technology-enhanced flexible learning that will include face-to-face component. That means no more ODL in the dictionary. No more ODL in our mindset now. Because per CMO, we will not anymore accept students who could not come on campus. Unlike before, remember, si Mong Darling, attend mo din natin mga meeting when we had an initial discussion, naman yun, mag-full ODL ba? Naabay cohort of learners for full ODL and so on and so forth. Dili na naman ang mindset. Because HyFlex at that time refers to environment, refers to teaching environment. Here, what we will be sharing to you as a teaching strategy. HyFlex as a teaching strategy, not anymore as a teaching environment, as a classroom environment. During the first day, we presented to you blended learning. Okay? And then we said that we offer also 3 variants. Right? 3 variants. So, what could be different variants, no? B1 and Omicron and so on and so forth. So, just like that one, we have the first variant, the conventional. No? So, conventional, na ay face-to-face, and then na ay classroom, si conventional. Dili gid sir, dili gid kinahanglan ko mobalik nga 8 to 5 na ko sa ko ang classroom with the students. Nahala sige padayon, no? Ato ra jud nang i-entertain. Naara jud na sila. Okay, go ahead with that. Pero take note nga paperless, di ba? So, pwedeng gamiton gihapon nato si MySol as a repository of our materials. Eh, basi kung yung paghihapon ta, okay, parikap kita of 100 pages. No? Let's go away with that. Okay. Hindi na po naghihapon. If possible, ang mga submissions via dito na. Okay. Easy po na siya, helpful, especially during exhibit, especially during accreditation, pangayuan ta, aksa naman di ba? Nangita na po tagpapil, mangukay, and so on. So better if naghihapon nga to ang MySol as a teaching resource. Here, again, there's no reduction of the face-to-face. That's blended. This is actually conventional. Pre-pandemic, mauna ni siya nga method. No? So, assessment, and then ang activities, submissions lang, mga terminal reports, mga research paper, pwede nang ipa-upload natin dito. Diyan na po kami check, and so on. That's conventional. The enrich is, maybe sir, mag-meet lang gihapon ko from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock in my class. No? But considering na natin mga content, natin mga material, pwede nga during your lecture, you just play your pre-recorded video there. And then if kinahanglan nga mo depend ka, you just pause. Diba? And then explain. Or for skills demo, when nag-discuss ka today, i-play na itong imong lecture about this is how to carry a bag. Pali pa dyan ka, ana? Ayun na, because for sure you already have a pre-recorded thing. You just, play. Kung makigmit dyan ka nila, sige, go ahead. But please reuse all our digital content that we accumulated for the past 2 years. Okay? So, similar, here, natin kinahanglang computer with a speaker, a projector, and internet connectivity inside the classroom. Katong una, blended, wala kinahanglang technology inside the classroom. Kaya dili man to real time ang paggamit sa technology. Still under blended learning is the advanced. The advanced here is similar with the lecture part, the skills validation part, no matter lang in the assessment. So we can have a proctored type of assessment. Still, you will use MySol. Proctored meaning inside the lab, open to MySol, and then yes, take the exam. Okay? Sir, magkano na po ni computer laboratory na, Ma'am Darby, pwede na mo pa-research sa ilang computer lab. But some department that I know, nalang sila lecture hall because nalang sila internet, BYOD. BYOD means bring your own device. Before pandemic, we experienced this. When I was the dean at the College of Computer Studies, mga kanang sa ND, at doon na sila ito mag-final exam. Kaya dali romanggod, imagine na, di ba? Especially kung multiple choice and then mag-check ka tagila ka item. So, pwede na siya, proctored exam. Okay, so technology requirement here, a computer with speaker, projector, computer lab, and internet connectivity. Okay, next is the hybrid. So, ano yung hybrid? In contrast with blended courses, hybrid replace, ano siya ha? The keyword is replace much of the face-to-face time with online interaction. And hybrid, a significant portion of the course takes place online. Online components can be synchronous and asynchronous. What are the variants? We offer also three. We propose three variants. The first one is the flipped learning. So flipped learning, there's no more lecture to be done inside the classroom. Just do it asynchronously. Okay? You will just say, okay, we will not meet on Monday. Instead, read the pre-recorded lecture. I will see you next meeting. Next meeting, gonna be knowledge deepening. So what did you understand about this? About that? Any comment? Any suggestion? Wala din niya, sometimes, sir, pwede ka mo balik, sugod sa uno up to the end. Kamo na po na problema. So that means, ay kung sila tanan, there's something wrong in your content. Kung sila doon tanan, wala kasabot. Diba? So it's a reflection also to us, man, wala doon sila kasabot. Sila doon tanan. And then, so nagditinig ka, and then nagklase ka, and then, nag-demo, assessment is still paper-based. You don't need any technology into this. Hybrid. Okay? Anong hybrid? Flip, no lecture lang, mahitabo inside the class, because the face-to-face is reserved for collaboration, interaction, skill validation, and assessment. That's variant 1, flipped learning. Variant 2 is with synchronous learning or synchronous online. Still, no lecture, mahitabo, no, inside the classroom. The lecture is to be done in face-to-face but via Zoom. Face-to-face, hindi ako na. Lantaw kanina, face-to-face. So, na sa camera. Ang gigamit lang na term is not anymore face-to-face. In person. Kay face-to-face is just like this. I'm facing face-to-face with Bradley. But that's not camera. No? Na-evolve ang one. So the lecture is live via Google Meet or Zoom or pwede po siyang pre-recorded. Parehas itong una. Okay? And then, ang nakalain ng yun is, I need the addition here is assessment, your formative assessment could be done via phone. So say for example, you will say, okay, if you have no further question, I posted a forum. In just 3 minutes, please answer the question. So nag-open sila at real time during your face-to-face class. Okay? That's with formative assessment. So here, and then assessment could be paper-based or proctored. Sabi ko na, no? Pwedeng paper-based, pwede po siyang proctored. Similar sa akong example a while ago. Technology requirements here, there should be a computer with projector, a speaker, a computer lab, or in the case nga dito mag-BYOD, and the internet connectivity. Here, while face-to-face ka, naggamit ka ng mga tools. No? Especially for your formative assessment. Okay? That with synchronous online. The third one is rotational. Okay. Rotational. What is rotational? Nga hybrid. It's either variant 1. Variant 1 is with learning. Variant 2 is with synchronous online, with a portion of the class attend face-to-face. Example, Group A attend face-to-face classes for the performance task, while Group B perform asynchronous tasks. So for example, Group A will come on Wednesday for their presentation. Then Group B prepare your material. And then Wednesday, on Friday, do not come Group A, kay Group B na siya ang attend. Okay? So, that's still under hybrid. I-rotate lang sila ninyo. mupasok diri ang issue nga magbalik-balik jud kog yaw-yaw ana di ay, no? If I have 40 students, then I will group them into, let's say for example, into 10 to tag 4. So that means magyaw-yaw ko ika 4. Take note that in the hybrid, we save the face-to-face for skills validation, for performance tasks, and dili applicable ang lecture. Okay, alangan mag-lecture pa ka balik-balik different group. So again, rotational is not applicable for lecture. Rotational is applicable for performance tasks, activities, collaboration. The intention really here is to lessen number of students face-to-face inside the classroom at one time. That's rotational. So for hybrid, we have flipped learning, we have the synchronous online, and we have rotational. The third one is the HyFlex learning. Mauna akong i-discuss karon. I-discuss ni Teacher Jan and Teacher Lisa about HyFlex learning. So it combines the word hybrid and flexible, and each class is open, offered in person, like kamo. We also have asynchronous, which is to be explained later in Sir Freddy. Your certificate, kinahanglang evaluation, asynchronous na siya, hindi kinahanglang real time. So, that's part. Ang ikatulong na component of a HyFlex is the synchronous online. Meaning, naatay mga participants karon nga naa sa Zoom. Kana nga component na ay in person, real time ni attend via Zoom, Google Meet, and then naakay asynchronous nga i-perform with both the online participants and the in-person participants. Some of the variants that we are suggesting here are during lectures, during skills demo or validation, and during assessment. So that's all for my part, and I'll give the floor and the screen to Teacher John and Teacher Lisa to further explain about HyFlex learning. But before I end, just to emphasize that all the variants that we are sharing with you are just our proposed. You can create your own variant. You can mix and match whatever is appropriate and applicable in your class. Kung mipili ka og usa, it doesn't mean that that usa will be applicable in the entire learning plan. Pwede nga in one learning plan, you have all of this. Pwede po nga in one learning plan, kung sa radyo kay blended learning na ka. No? Pwede gani nga in one topic, pwede ka mag-HyFlex, pwede ka mag-blended, pwede ka mag-hybrid, depending on the component of your learning plan. So for example, ang imong i-flip is the lecture. And then imong i-HyFlex is during the skills demo. Na part. So, kinangan, let's be more flexible. After all, it's a flexible learning. And then make sure that whatever teaching modality that we will be incorporating in our syllabus or our learning plan, it is always appropriate and student-centered. Dili kay ngayon ka na at learning plan, ay, haso na, haso prepare, bahala na yung estudyante. Ano? So, dili na siya student-centered. Nahimo na siya teacher-centered. Okay? So, thank you very much, and Teacher John and Teacher Lisa will continue the discussion.
Thank you, Sir Dave. Good afternoon, teachers. I'm Teacher Lisa. This is Teacher John. Good afternoon to our Zoom participants. Let's stop share screen. Sir, I think we have a question from our online.
Yes,
Ma'am Sandra? Ma'am Sandra Tabon? Do you have any questions for Sir Dave?
None, ma'am. Delay na lang na ako question later. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. So let me share our slide in Zoom. Okay. So again, good afternoon. Once again, good afternoon. I'm Lisa, teacher Lisa, and this is Sir John. So we will be explaining to you how flexible learning works in a limited face-to-face class. So we'll have John first to give us a little background about flexible, HyFlex modality.
So basically, along with the training this afternoon, we will be meeting these three objectives, learning objectives. First is to describe HyFlex in the context of Solomon University's limited face-to-face with 100% class capacity. Second objective would be to identify the different strategies and ways in implementing HyFlex learning as a teaching learning method. So later on, we will be identifying different strategies in HyFlex modality. And lastly, is to apply HyFlex learning modality in the lesson or particular activity inside our classroom. So let's first define what is HyFlex. So HyFlex learning combines the term hybrid and flexible. So the HyFlex mode is an instructional approach designed to give students greater control over their learning and the course engagement mode. So this is basically the one that Dr. Dave mentioned a while ago, that depends on, the students will be here inside the laboratory, and other students, a portion of students will be in the online setup. So HyFlex allows students to choose in-person instruction or online instruction in real time from a remote location. That's the thing that I have mentioned a while ago. So HyFlex is also seen to benefit educators. So as they only need to deliver each course one instead of separate in-person and an online version of the same course. So basically, it's really a great benefit for us as an educator, because there are, in HyFlex, we will not be able to deliver the course in person and twice, both in person and in online. So we will have, in HyFlex, we will have simultaneous session, like the thing that we are doing right now. We have here in-person participants and our Zoom participants.
So basically, no, our advantage niya is we don't have to teach it online, and then when our students come here, balik ko na po nato whatever we taught online. So that's basically an advantage also of HyFlex learning, because we have to do it simultaneously for those online, which are our Zoom participants here, and of course our in-house participants.
Okay, so I just like to reiterate the thing that Dr. Dave was mentioning about the HyFlex learning as a response to the memorandum that was being flashed a while ago. So again, HyFlex modality is a teaching method rather than a teaching environment. So later on, we will be giving you a scenario of this one. Second is it has an online synchronous and face-to-face session. So again, HyFlex has online participants, and at the same time, in-person participants are considered as the face-to-face participants. And lastly is to utilize the teaching technology and face-to-face component simultaneously. So in HyFlex, we are still able to use MySoul and the technology that is available inside the laboratory or inside the classroom.
Yeah. I'll explain it one by one. So it doesn't have to be like ato yun siya because we can already see it here. Like it is a teaching method rather than a teaching environment. So as you can see here, this is a HyFlex teaching. We did a HyFlex teaching on this last week, just like what we are doing here. And the next one, sir. There. So we have all these technologies. The phone you see there, laptop, that one, our main laptop, and then of course just another one. But you don't have to need three. You don't need three, which will be explaining on the next few slides. So basically, students will participate the class discussion in person or online, but they have to do this simultaneously. Dili sila pwedeng in person lang sila or sa Zoom. It has to be always simultaneously from HyFlex. The next one is, and of course, technologies needed are the LMS, the projector or TV for the teacher, of course, for the students, and then laptop, PC, or smartphone for both teacher and students, and of course, basically internet connection. And if you can see here, for HyFlex, since we really have to use technology, if we can have a student assistant or a teacher assistant, just like the two of us, that's needed. You can use that for a HyFlex modality. Ay, di bali sa kayo, balin pa kadili, then anin pa kadili. So better yun, if we cannot hire another like an assistant, a teacher, you can like have a student perhaps maayo siya mo. Those who are joining in-house, so they can assist you with whatever technology. Like pag set up po, if you want to have gadgets, so you really need someone like especially if there are students as Zoom ma-exit o ma-balik na po, so o maka-admit ana. So you really need those. Yes. but yeah, but we all of us I think already have laptops. So we don't need like daghan yun. One will do, which I think that's the next slide. But for the university has to provide laptop as much as pwede lang iba. Has to provide laptop. Yes, has to provide deliver. Yes, actually. So kani example lang ni of teacher assistant or a student assistant. Kailangan lang yun siya. As in, because you cannot go around and then nagkadimaon sa imong name, then what na po ka dito, makakawat siyang oras, right? Yes, yes. You cannot see what unsay mga questions of students online, if ever. Okay, next, John. I think, yeah, so going to the technologies that we are going to use for HyFlex. So, pwede siya nga, let's go, assistant. So, yes, like this one, at least a laptop. A laptop with or without a projector. Or mas maayon, no? Projector or TV. Pwede kang punta ng classroom has a projector. But you need at least a laptop, so you don't have to have a lot of gadgets or technologies, devices used. So that's one. At least siya.
Projector is optional.
Yes, projector is optional, or TV. And the next, but most of our classrooms has TVs, right? You can project it there. And the next technology can be at least two devices. It can, like, in case or the ones sa back view. So you can have your main device, which you put all your slides here, used for sharing, and then since it's HyFlex, makakita na sila sa whoever is in-house. If you don't have laptop, you can use a cell phone like what I'm doing here. Ano raanin niya is, so that you will not have to ask your online kita na mo, because you can actually see it on the other device. So sometimes annoying kayo if sige mo pangutana if kakita na mo sa slide, present na. much better if you have another device to see what they're actually seeing. Nana, diba? Then of course, yeah, a laptop or smartphone for back view. We have our back view there, which is this one. Muni makita sa ato ang Zoom participants. And then a front view, which I think that one, we're using that external device so that our online participants can
able to see the in person.
And then of course a projector. And then going to the sophisticated technology, if ever maka-afford, yes. Pwede. Kani? Like kani siya actually if kung sa kingalan ani sir na touchscreen muna yung mga like sophisticated technologies that you can use. So we have here an AI 4K video conference camera. Sunod-sunod siya kung nasa ka. How many?
Like I think side by side lang.
Side by side. Hindi siya 360, right?
120 lang.
120. Yes. So you only need one. 60,000. 60,000. If you have 60,000, then the optical zoom conference camera also. I think some of this can rotate 360 degrees. So if you have the budget for this, then why not? Yeah, but again, HyFlex, when you say HyFlex, you don't really have to get these kinds of gadgets. So depending on what course you're teaching or subject perhaps you're teaching. So just like perhaps this one, you can just have a laptop, a cell phone, or a cell phone. So what's next, Sir John? So just like COVID, there are another variants. So HyFlex can be used for lectures, knowledge deepening, skill demonstration, validation, performance, and or assessment. But not just this, no? Suggestions lang siya, you can add others. So with these variants, so how do we deliver it in a HyFlex modality? So any of the hybrid variants which are katong flip,
online,
yes, any of these variants are hybrid because again HyFlex is hybrid and it's flexible. So any of these variants, but it has to be a portion of the students are online and a portion of them are in-house. Yes. A good example of this one will be like our performance task in empowerment technology. So can we go to the next slide? This is our learning plan. Part of this is for the performance task. So our HyFlex will be. Can we go to the next slide, please? This part here. So presentation of the performance staff. So let's say this performance, our MTech performance staff is we group them. So the first group will be the one who to go to the classroom and present their this is a website. Present their website, and the rest of the group has to be online. So pwede sila sa ilang balay online. They have to watch the presentation online, and that will happen synchronously. That's HyFlex. So dili sila pwedeng pag sila bitaw mo present, dili lang mo appeal or absent niya. They're really considered absent there. They have to be present online. So that is the presentation part na HyFlex. But we can also have blended for the delivery of the instruction, which is when we say blended, they come to school and then you can let them open Soul and then your instruction is already there. If they have further questions, that's when you explain to them. That's blended. And then when they create already, they can either, if you want hybrid creation as a, let's say, website, some of them will come here with nila because they'd rather use the laptops or the in school. So some of them can come in school, and then uban, if they'd rather stay at home and work on it, they can also do that. So that's like what we say hybrid. So ang orang di difference nila. Do you have anything to add to?
Yeah, I think that's it now for HyFlex.
Yes.
So we included blended and hybrid, by the way, because this is a sort of summary of all things. Since we started discussing already blended and hybrid the other week. So yeah, for the benefit of others, especially for those who are joining with us in Zoom just now, we included this presentation here for them to know that we can actually incorporate and integrate these modalities in any of our part of our learning plan.
So for HyFlex, let's say one student like this week, we choose to be in person, and then the next meeting.
No, it has to be synchronous with ma'am. O, dili siya pwedeng karon online na po, the next magpuan. It has to be synchronous.
Online like this, face to face in the next.
Pwede na siya nga scenario nga dili siya kaadto sa school because something happened. So pwede siya nga online lang siya mo join sa inyong discussion or whatever it is.
Yes. Okay. So to explain that further, again, HyFlex here is a teaching and learning strategy, not a teaching environment. So what is meant here is this still fun when the students will come on campus and when the students will attend synchronously. So it's still up to you. Like for example, ang giingon dere is during lecture. So if you will follow your lecture via hybrid, so perhaps, and then in the hybrid, one of the hybrid there is rotational. So group 1, you will attend here and listen to me, but all the rest perhaps will still attend the class, but will attend via Zoom or Google Meet. And then the flip, and then the other group will attend the face-to-face, and then the other group will attend online. It is not the same concept of the original HyFlex that we understand that students has the option whether not to attend face-to-face or not. We are not anymore defining that way because we are not talking here HyFlex as an enrollment and as a teaching environment. So, kung ano din siya, teaching strategy lang na siya nimo nga nung HyFlex ka. No? Atong gi-entertain man gud si HyFlex because our intention really is to let the contact face-to-face of our students. So, pwede na itong i-HyFlex. So, for example, you just imagine if, assuming lang na kay 40 ka estudyante, and then you feel na you're not yet comfortable talking to 40 students, why not divide them? And then, the first group, just come on campus, all the rest in my class, and then the remaining 20 will attend via Zoom during my lecture. Yes, ma'am.
My children are teaching at that. That's what they're doing. 20 naka-online, 20 nasa online.
Yes.
Then pagkakaman,
Yes.
first day, they have assistant.
Yes. But it's not student option, ha? It's not student option because we are not anymore entertaining if online ba ko or face-to-face ba ko. All of our students should come at least a portion or majority of the portion to attend in person.
So it should be clear sa both sa student and sa parents.
Yes.
So they don't have any option na I think they want to
Yes.
they have to follow what's the schedule for them. Kasi mo pala lang thinking for HyFlex ba? In our case, junior high sa SPE, 100% full face-to-face na dun sila. So all of the students will come.
Oh, that's based on the guidelines.
So
Sige, so we will just continue on the other variants.
I think that's the last variant.
Okay, this is that. So, simple lang sa definition ng HyFlex, no? Any form, either blended or hybrid, as long as there is a component there that a portion of your students attend in person and online. That makes it HyFlex. Ganun kinahanglan pa man na siya, there might be cases, no? There might be cases. Say for example, assuming lang COVID or suspect. And but okay, magiging sila kay vaccinated, they don't need to come. They can still attend. If that is a teaching strategy, it should be incorporated in a learning plan. So, ano siya ng mga scenario. But again, we only entertain that because we see opportunity to make our learning plan more student-centered.
So the HyFlex is much more expensive, so compared to the others.
Expensive in the sense if we will really go to the real HyFlex setup. But there are conventional ways to do it. So just for example, if that is only 2 to 3 students, and then you will allow that in your class, you don't need to have a sophisticated technology. Ang importante lang is your teaching strategy na you allow HyFlex here.
Internet connection.
If there is internet connection, yes. It's more in the HyFlex really is internet connection in the classroom. Internet connection in the classroom. That's the question.
We're also looking at chat messages from our Zoom participants. So, yes, Sir Donald. Can be a hassle with the new technology. Yes, sir. Medyo hassle here, sir. That's why also we need an assistant for this one because we cannot like multitask. Yeah. So when you do HyFlex, it is really much better that you get a student assistant or a teacher assistant. If in any case you decide to use HyFlex for a particular lesson or a topic.
That's really true. In some other schools who experience already HyFlex, lagi mga laboratory assistants, especially those who really set up the level 2 technology that we share. Like this one. Kanang inato lang na technology ba. But if really a HyFlex tech, you don't need student assistant because yung muna na siya ipangutang niya, automatic na siyang magdalagan-dalagan. No? Because there are sensors. But in cases like this, we will just use laptop and then kaning pagkato ang pagka-genius ng nita kay paagi, no, na kay laptop, na kay cellphone, cannot be siya. It's really hassle. It needs skill actually. Even discussing, nanganad ka nga mag-discuss, sometimes malat-out ang naasa online. So, it's really skill, no? Mausog na ang atuang skill in terms of classroom delivery and oral presentation. Because you really have some time to look at your online Zoom participants. And like right now, we have to look at the chat.
So that there should be microphone, sir.
We don't have microphone now.
Kanang sa ano lang device na to.
The device,
But yeah,
like
just
right
like
now.
what also Ma'am Yvonne said, also have to take into consideration the modulation of the voice of the teacher. If mo ba pwede lang madungog like sa in-person and for those who are in Zoom. But I don't think nga, like if lecture mag-HyFlex ka, kaya for sure those who are in Zoom might not be listening at what kanang in-house participants are. Yes, oo. So more on like presentation ata of performance tasks. We can do HyFlex, formative assessments. Yeah, but lecture, I don't think HyFlex will be advisable for that.
Solving. Kasi the board. So dapat ako isang camera facing the board.
Yes. Yes, it's a teacher's discretion.
So in our learning plan, it's not necessarily mean that we only need to use blended or hybrid. So any of the unit or topic, you can actually integrate any of these available modalities here.
Yeah. Other questions I'd like to ask is,
Calibrate.
Concern us.
We're also looking at the messages that you.
sige, so let's entertain the question from Darlene. What will happen to School of Basic Education because there's already a, shall we say, a pressure that the 5 days face-to-face in the basic education should go back by November, no? So, if that will be a law, wala na siya mahimo. But my kuan, being an educational technology, we can actually play around in how we define face-to-face because we can still incorporate blended learning, we can still incorporate hybrid, and we can still incorporate HyFlex. That is why I keep on saying this, that this modality, we will treat this as our teaching pedagogy. Kaya hindi naman ta tudluan ana sa gobyerno kung unsay ato ang teaching pedagogy. If that is a pedagogy already, then you're free. No? Let's not look at this training or this training as the kind of delivery that the school or the institution would like to offer. Kaya mao man na ang concept ko sa una. No nga, are we accepting ODL or limited face-to-face or HyFlex? Nga mo allow tag may online and offline. Wala na siya in the picture. So what we are talking here are teaching strategies nga atong ma-apply whether mabalik ta or dili, no, in the 100% or in the 5 days, but these are again technology oriented flexible learning strategies.
So sir, we have from Sir Rodolfo. Ano daw the best teaching modality, let's say for example the NSTP.
Okay. So considering that skills mo gid ng NSTP, no, like you go to the community, you reserve all your face-to-face for all those skills, validation, your assessment, and then if naay kinahanglan nga mga submissions, if naay kinahanglan mga formative assessment, maybe you go for the blended. You go for the blended, and you can even go for the hybrid. It's really up, Sir Jules, because I'm not anymore on how NSTP and ROTC works for now. Because lahit na jud siya. I cannot tell what's the best way to do that. Pwede good siya. Let's say for example, siguro only the alpha company will come and the rest will will be not sure. We can sit down for this one, Sir Jules, on how we can incorporate this in the ROTC. But the main idea really is we are allowed to call them at one time, but as much as possible, let's limit our presence with it. That's the main idea.
Example,
Example, sir.
Sige, Sir Jude, we can sit down. How can we, because our OTC really, I think this is more concern really in the ROTC. You just imagine if hundreds of them will come. No, and how we can do that. Let me check first the learning outcomes, what really the design, I mean the learning plan of NSTP ROTC, so that we can also assist you what's the best teaching strategy.
Yeah, so after knowing the different modalities from hybrid, right, blended, and HyFlex, this activity will, of course, focus more on HyFlex, right, indicating and integrating the three variants, which is during lectures, during knowledge deepening skills, or skills demonstration, validation, and performance, and lastly during assessment. So our activity for this um, topic is to pick a unit topic from your course or subject, right? A while ago we shared our learning plan, so you can actually select or pick any of the topic there in your subject or your course and create a learning plan that utilizes any of the HyFlex variants. So if you have with you your learning plan, the existing and revised learning plan, you can use that, but we will just add a portion or a row there that can signifies or added to be this pipeline, right? So after that, you submit your output in MySoul found under the training course for teachers. Yeah, so the best example for this activity is the one that we showed you a while ago. This one. So if the performance stats lang ang focus. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am Sandra.
What if, sorry about my phone. What if i-delay na lang na ako. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. You may type your question in the chat box now.
Okay na, sir. My phone is off na. So what if I put in my syllabus, Wednesday I'll meet my class, and it should be HyFlex, and Wednesday I announced that the first group is going to go to school and the rest of the other groups at home, Zoom. They're going to attend Zoom. So Wednesday came and then the first group went to the laboratory, and then I opened my laptop and then I opened it to Zoom through the My Soul, and my students viewed me through the Zoom, and then they were able also to see the background as they see me. They saw also the laboratory. So we started with the laboratory exercise, and then the ones in the first group performed while those at home were able to see. Will you consider that as a HyFlex?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. as long as we're doing it simultaneously, that other students are in online and other group are still here in the laboratory or in person participants, and that considered as HyFlex.
Thank you.
So?
And deadline for Bradley, do we have the deadline there for the submission for the third activity?
Yes, ma'am. Or do you have something to add regarding your activity, ma'am? Like description before I will show the screen.
Yeah, sure. So
Okay.
basically, we will in this activity we will just focus more on the performance task lang, so that we will be guided. So here, this is our example. We applied the three modalities. So our instruction is in blended form, meaning our instruction was posted in Seoul. So the students will just even if they are here in the classroom, they're able to scan and read the instruction through Soul. And then this is with regards to performance task. So we also have here hybrid. So basically, they can create the performance task anytime as long as dili mabot sa deadline at any place put. Okay, and then our HyFlex here is the one that we have mentioned. That if you're group X or group one, then you come here in person, and the rest of the remaining groups or the remaining groups will just attend via Zoom. So our focus on the activity, sir, is basically on the performance task line. Any performance task in your subject or in your course. Or any of this here, any of the available variants here. So the example a while ago is for the performance task, but you can actually select any of the variants available here. Any other question before we give the floor to Sir Fred for the submission and deadline? Yes, Ma'am Sandra.
Sir, we would like to know the name of Sir John Sin. The family name is it
Palama. Palama.
Palma? Palama. Thank you, sir.
Ano na?
Okay. Sige. So basically, you can use your existing learning plan with you and then just add a row there for any of the variants in the meantime.
Okay, so here, this is our My Soul training course for teachers. And we are in the retooling unlimited face-to-face instruction. So here you can see we have our retooling unlimited face-to-face details. Kindly click to that to see the clear view on the trainings. And then we have the training mode is in person. The venue will be Dr. Mariano Lau, ICI in a junior high school. And then for our virtual training, we will conduct it via Zoom. And here, this is for our newly hired faculty member. For instance, if you have newly hired faculty members in your department, so kindly fill it up here. And then after that, if you are requesting for virtual or face-to-face training about My Soul, kindly send an email to the 3 Soul recipients. So we have trainsoul@su.edu.ph, infosoul@su.edu.ph, and then soul@su.edu.ph. Or for immediate concerns, call 422-6002, local 417 or 418. And for the recordings for this series of seminars regarding retooling unlimited face-to-face instruction, kindly click this particular book format in your My Soul training course for teachers. And if you click that one, you will see the subtopics in book style. So we have the blended modality. We also have the YouTube link, and then we have the files, the PDF files in his or her presentation, as well as sample learning plan. And then the rest, they have the same format. So basically showing you the video, and then you have the files for that specific topic. And then you go back to your course page. So that's how you view that particular recordings in Zoom, as well as viewing and downloading the files. For questions or clarifications, just click this particular forum. And then here, all the activities, and then the evaluation and the certificates, the due date will be July 29, 2020. So this will cater to the 4 seminars under limited face-to-face instruction. So basically, we have first one speaker about the blended modality, the assignment, and then the particular survey questionnaire. And then if you are a virtual participant, then you will click this particular custom certificate if you comply already the said requirements. So for instance, if you are in the virtual participant mode, so you need to answer the survey, and then of course you are based from the real-time monitoring of your attendance in Zoom. So you are grouped according to that particular name, and then you will answer that particular activity. If you comply that particular 3 requirements or conditions, then you will get your certificate of participation. The same goes with the rest of the trainings. So again, in limited face-to-face, we have 4 seminars conducted. So next week will be our last seminar regarding limited face-to-face instruction. So to scroll down, so we have here our session for this afternoon. We have HyFlex modality. So we have teacher Lisa and Sir John. So we have here, you need to answer the survey for the evaluation, and then you need to upload a file. So basically here, I think the activity 3, it's all about integrating one of your lesson in activity regarding in the HyFlex modality. So I think Sir John, they need to have a learning plan or not? They should have.
They should, yeah, sir.
Okay, so
it's not necessarily the whole learning plan. A portion of a unit or a topic will do. We will just check whether they're able to integrate HyFlex, sir.
So do you have a specific format, or the same as the template from the previous activity in hybrid?
Yeah, I think they can access that, sir. So
okay.
that one.
Okay. So that's the activity 3. And then if you complete those particular activities, then you will get your virtual training certificate as well as the face-to-face if you are in that particular group. So questions or clarifications? Again, the due date for all of this will be July 29, 2022. Yes, Ma'am Sandra.
Okay ra ba? Is it all right for Sir Palama if we are going to submit a learning plan that includes or that specifies HyFlex?
Yes, ma'am, that would be good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Sandra. And I think one of our speakers will also upload the sample training learning plan for the HyFlex modality later. So questions or clarification? Questions or clarifications? None? Okay.
That's not that.
So do you have something to...
By the way, one last thing, Sir Fred. Well, you are creating your learning plan, integrating HyFlex modality and other modalities. If there are questions along with the creation, you can actually post your question inside the forum section so that we can accommodate your questions if there are. Okay, and then we'll just see to it that we'll answer your questions on time so that you can submit it also there in the forum.
I think if there's no questions, so that ends. But before we end, so let's have a HyFlex photo opportunity. So may I request everyone to kindly switch on your camera.
Tagsa tag camera. Joke, no, this
Picture ka, kuan.
Alin mo, ma'am? Yeah. Meet our in-person participants, the ever. Welcome to our field.
I guess.
Sige. So ako yung count. Sige. Okay na ang mga in-person participants? Okay na? Ma'am Grace? Ma'am Grace? Okay, I will count 1, 2, 3, and then smile. Okay, ready? I'll show us your best smile. So 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, and next frame. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you very much for attending this webinar. So basically, next week will be our last webinar for limited face-to-face instruction, and this will be personalized learning designer or personalized learning through limited face-to-face instruction, and this will be on Tuesday. So thank you very much for our in-person participants as well as our online participants for attending this resources, activities, classroom management in HyFlex modality. Thank you very much, everyone.